I promise you, I want to stop making so many BHOP videos. But a new method has come to light and was brought to me by Bryce Powell. Shout out to Bryce. His video link is in the description below, as well as his YouTube, so please show him some love for showing us this. Previously we thought that the XO BHOP was the fastest consistent way to BHOP, but it turns out we were wrong. There is actually a new consistent way that goes 53% faster than the XO BHOP and a whole 157% faster than the regular sprint speed. And we're gonna go over that extremely fast BHOP method, as well as another method that is just as fast as the XO BHOP method. But first, let's look at a speed comparison of all the different BHOP methods. So as we've talked about in previous videos, the base move speed in Shatterline is of 6.6 meters per second. The slide cancel BHOP is able to bump that speed up to an average 9.5 meters per second, which is already a nice 44% increase to our movement speed. Then there is one of the methods I will teach you today, which in my tests average roughly 10.8 meters per second. And then there's the XO Sprint BHOP, which they average 11 meters per second. And lastly, the other method I will teach you today, which average roughly 16.93 meters per second. And with that speed, we are looking at an increase to our movement speed of 157%. So now that we got the numbers out of the way, let's look at these two methods. In this video, we are simply going over the new fastest BHOP method. We're not addressing the basics of bunny hopping. So method 1 is the Mongoose's forward dash BHOP, which pretty much matches the XO Sprint BHOP speed and is just as effective. To pull this off, all you have to do is dash with Mongoose and engage in the bunny hop shortly after using the dash. Quick note, do the dash while you're on the ground and not in midair, or this will not work. When you try to do this for the first time, you'll likely run into the same issues that I ran into, which is trying to start the BHOP immediately after using the dash. And essentially, if you try to do that, you won't even be able to jump. Instead, what you want to do is dash and engage in the BHOP a little bit after the dash is used. I generally go off of feel or look at the dash meter to find out when I can start the BHOP, and I have personally found this to be about the sweet spot to start the BHOP after dashing. You can also achieve this BHOP sideways by using A or D, so if you ever intend on wide swinging like this, then you can definitely go ahead and use it for that. And now let's go over the new fastest BHOP method, our method number 2. And guess which operator we're using this time? You guessed it, Mongoose again. And no, we're not talking about the dangerous and unreliable grenade method. This time, we're yet again using the dash, but with a tiny twist to it. This time, to achieve the top speed, we will want to be dashing diagonally. This allows Mongoose to dash at a much faster speed. And according to Bryce's theory on this, he believes that this happens because, quote, when pressing both A and W at the same time, the game needs to travel a further distance. Upon the hypotenuse of a triangle created by the two legs, being the distance forward you need to go by W, being one leg, and the distance needed to travel A on the other leg. I don't know what the hell that means, but I love it. What I do know, however, is this does indeed seem to increase speed dramatically when done diagonally. I'm not sure if this is intended by the developers or if it'll ever be patched, but for the time being, let's enjoy what we got. But the idea to do this is the same as the previous method, except instead of only holding W, you will want to hold both W and A or D, then dash and start B-hopping. Now, you'll have to angle yourself a little bit to be able to B-hop in the direction you intend to, and this as well will take some getting used to. And if you're still struggling to pull this off, click this video on your screen to watch the how to bunny hop video, and this will be a lot easier to do. So that's all for today, guys. Peace out.